Hey guys, my name's Kaylee. This is my technology showcase, a reflection. The two tools that I chose to show you guys today were my Google Slides presentation from our last group project and our mind map presentation. So my first choice was the Google Slides because I liked how you were able to collaborate with other people and see everyone's progress as you were working. So I think for an art teacher, that's my subject. So for an art teacher, I think this would be the most applicable use of technology as far as group projects go. So the way we used it, we went through and we basically made a welcome back to school night presentation. Alright, so in our presentation we did a couple different things to start out. Basically we went through and we chose which three things that we wanted to do. So there were 12 different requirements for this project and there are four of us, so we went through and, for example, I said I would take quotes and the video. So I was responsible for research. So what we did was we set up our entire slideshow and then we created each slide and put the topics, so what needed to go in that slide. So I had three boxes that said quotes and then we would rearrange everything. So as far as collaboration goes, I think this would be really great for students to do because they're able to set up a slideshow. They don't have to be together to work on it. They can do it from home if they have the access to do that. And then they can work on creating something together. So my idea for this project was for them to collaborate and create a presentation on an artist of their choosing, so they could pick whoever they wanted to, and basically what they would do is research that artist. So examples of what their work was, and I would like them to include some biographical facts and the art style. So I would like them to also use transitions and animations to make it a little more creative and add a little bit of art to it. So with that, I think this would be a good problem solving thing because if they weren't working together, they'd have to figure a way out how to do it before class, before a deadline, and I'd expect them all to work together on that. So continuing with the expectations I would have, I would use the ISTE standards. I'd like to use creativity and innovation, so coming up with ways that they can make it creative and more interesting, kind of like we had to do with our digital story. And then, of course, I would really stress digital citizenship because I would expect some pictures, obviously, of the artwork from the artist that they chose. So that would require them to make sure they're using work that is or does not have a copyright on it, and make sure that they're citing things correctly and using the technology responsibly. And then critical thinking, problem solving, of course, as well as communication and collaboration. So that would be about the four biggest things I would cover with this assignment. So my next favorite assignment we did was the mind map, and I really like being organized. I like color coding things, so this was really interesting to me to have something that's not pen and paper, but you can still be organized. So for this assignment, for this one specifically, what we did, I chose to do why vintage education doesn't work for the digital generation, so that's what you're looking at here. But the basic idea of this organization is what I would expect for this assignment. So I said it could be a high school age assignment, and basically I would call it finding your niche. So in the center, I have why vintage education doesn't work, but I would have them put their favorite thing about art or like their favorite style of art. So an example that I came up with, it's not on the screen, but this is something I just thought of, was motion in art. So coming up with things that they like about that. For example, how lighting affects motion, how blurred and abstract objects can affect a work of art. And then from there, I would have them branch out and say what artist that most directly relates to. So like blurred objects, abstract feel could be Van Gogh. And then from there, I'd want them to research that artist and see if that's someone they would want to do a master study on, so recreating a painting that they'd already done so that they could learn more about themselves as an artist. And the ISTE standard that most would fit this project would be the Technology Operations and Concepts. So they already know how to make mind maps from elementary school, pencil paper, but this is taking something they already know basic things about, putting it online, and creating a digital, more interesting, something they can engage with. So those are my two ideas for my classroom. These are my two favorite projects, and thanks.